Yeah, sure. I mean, I was super excited with Friday and Sunday. I think it's really hard to go undefeated in the regular season. It's hard to beat. You're gonna have to beat two teams that you've already beaten, and it's a strong Big East conference. So just excited. I think the girls are really resilient in how they've been playing all year. So yeah, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that to win in the postseason for sure.
How much did the flow of that game on Sunday prepare you for what's next, since it felt like a pretty back and forth game the entire way?
Yeah, UConn's a really, really good opponent, and they're really good preparation for what we know is coming. So, it is going to be that back and forth. The cool thing is we've been winning close games all year, which you're most likely not going to blow out somebody 5-1, in a Sweet 16 or Elite Eight and moving forward. So just think it's a good sign and that they're able to win those close games or go to overtime and still find a way to get it done.
Is there added value? Because there's just it felt like an ebb and flow to that game where there are points where you guys were getting quality shots, and there are
Yeah.
points where they were, and each team gives up a goal in regulation and kind of felt nip and tuck till overtime.
Yeah, I think it's a shame we couldn't have capitalized. I think we had like 8 penalty corners in the first half, and then we went the second half, and there was nothing. So they had 3 defensive saves as well. So sometimes you don't score in your corners because you don't execute something, but it was a case where nope, some of those corners didn't go in because they did something exceptional. So I think we could have probably put that game to bed a little bit earlier had any one of those. If 3 of those goals go in the first half, that's really putting another team under. So just kind of the ebbs and flow of the momentum of sport, but we're able to hang in there for that second half and then find a way to put one away in overtime.
You played multiple NCAA tournament teams this season, including UConn. How much does that experience kind of help as you guys go forward this week?
Yeah, we always want to have one of the hardest strength of schedules in the country because if we want to be the best, we have to beat the best and play the best. Having played Carolina and UVA, especially in the top five earlier, and Duke as well, we know that we can beat any team on any given day. And at this point, like from here on out, you're going to get everyone's going to be elite. So we're really, really happy with the schedule that prepared us for this.
You don't have a ton of history with Syracuse. It's been a couple of years since you played them. What do you make of them at this point? Are they similar to the last time you saw them, or does that even matter at this point?
Yeah, I mean, there's history in the sense. So Lynn, their head coach, was a St. Joe's coach when we beat them in 21 and made the national championship run. That was our Sweet 16 game. She's now at Syracuse, lost to them in overtime in the first round at Duke. So I think we're pretty excited with the matchup, and we're ready to go for Friday. If we could be playing right now today, we would be. So I think it's good. They're going to run and gun, so are we. And we tend to match up very well with teams that want to do that.
Some pretty successful teams. This is your fourth trip to the tournament in the last 5 years. But what separates this team and what makes them unique? Maybe potentially a team that could go on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that's always separated this program is the Lord and our intangibles. You can't scout intangibles. Nobody can make us stop running our butts off and working hard. Um, that you have to have an X factor because every single team is going to be excellent. The hockey is going to be good. They're going to have a great team. We're going to have a great team, but I don't think that anybody has a better culture and stronger intangibles than we do. So I know that truly does give us an edge when moments like this come.
Playing Syracuse, you guys have already played Virginia and North Carolina, who
Yep.
are in the same conference, and obviously played Syracuse. Is there transit property? Or are you looking at what Syracuse did against those teams, since you guys have played Carolina
Mm-hmm.
and Virginia as well? How do you use that in scouting?
Yeah, I think it's really helpful because every year we play UNC, Duke, UVA, and not only in the regular season, but we also scrimmage them like every single spring and fall as well. So it actually is very helpful to have teams that we're so familiar with and know what those teams are doing matching up against Syracuse. So I'm excited about that. Virginia's also beaten them twice, and that's probably the team we're most familiar with, and have very similar defensive tendencies as we do underneath our 50. So I'm very interested, to keep digging into film and seeing exactly what they did because they found a lot of success against them this year.
You feel like being battle tested. I think you spoke to it earlier, as being a close game, overtime game. You think about the national title run. When you guys got to the title game, every game was close. So do
Mm-hmm.
you feel like that this team has that kind of DNA to be in some of these close games and then be able to win some of those close games?
I mean, I do because that's what we've done all year. Like we have been in very close games, 2-1, 1-0, went to overtime and shootouts with Temple, who honestly is rebuilding. It was a great team this year. So yeah, I mean, I think that is going to set us up because that's what the postseason is going to be. It's not going to be blowout. So we have to have a way to have composure, and this group has that. There's just something about this group in particular that they rise to the occasion for these things, and not every good team does that. Like you can feel that. You could certainly feel that last weekend hosting the Big East.
Move with the game winner and Dara feels like all year has been kind of consistently player of the week or doing something special. I'm sure you said a lot about a lot of your players, but those two specifically, what have they meant to you this year?
Yeah, I think with Dara breaking the all-time assist records, which was held by Aggie since 2018, she had led the country in goals that year. So to break that record is nothing short of exceptional, especially with the teams that we've had in the past few years. And we know that corners and executing on those were, in the top 10 of the country in that, and everybody has to come with a game plan. And she's leading that unit for us. When it comes to Lou, I mean, she's nails. She has that leadership, that resiliency that just really sets a tone for this group.
Going back to this past weekend, it's not your first Big East championship, but getting able to do it at home, I mean, that was the first time you've done that. How much fun was that, and how special was that memory?
Yeah, I think once we won back-to-back in 21 and then 22, like 22, I just didn't really, allow myself to think, it's something, it is exceptional when you win a championship. I kind of took it for granted of like, it's really not that big of a deal, but it is a big deal, and don't want to make the moment bigger than what it is, but also wanted, for myself and for the team, staff, like it is something special. It's a good gift. It's something good that we got to experience, and it was definitely fun at home as well. Just with Christy Bites and her team putting on the tournament, getting to be in our team room, getting to be at home for the selection show, just the whole thing. I think we went undefeated the entire year at home, so it was special to cap it off and then get ready to send it at Princeton.
Going through 10-8 last year and missing the postseason, did that kind of help you, realize that, hey, this is special? Was that one of the factors?
I think that, yes, last year, but also in 22 when we won it at Old Dominion, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But then we didn't win it. We won the regular season in 2023 and didn't win the tournament. So just finding a way to just stay grounded and be grateful for just, every single one of those moments.